If you're planning to buy your first property, build a new home, or refinance your existing property, this video is for you.
Just to recap, in one of our previous videos, how to buy a property in Australia, we told you there are three key people involved in the property journey. First one is mortgage broker. Second one is your real estate agent or your building project coordinator. And the third one is your conveyancer. Over the last few years, we have dealt with three different mortgage brokers and we have had different experiences with each one of them. Some went really smooth, some not at all, and it stressed us so much. So we have jotted down all our learnings and things we would want in our next mortgage broker. That is what we are going to be sharing in this video. So we moved into this house last year and it's almost 1 year in this house and we have started looking for some refinance options. This time around we did a lot of research to find a good broker and we think we have finally found one. We've done all our due diligence with this broker. We have also spoken to this broker to see if we can share his contact when we were going to make this video, and they are happy for us to share the contact as well. Please stick until the end of the video. We are going to be sharing a lot of useful information. Plus, there is also a small bonus towards the end of the video. Let's dive in.
We would like to talk about our experience quickly. So far, we've had two mortgage brokers, one during the land loan process and the other one during the construction process. I'll come to why we changed mortgage brokers in the interim, but before that, let's talk about the land loan process first. It was pretty smooth. The communication was very clear and we were given with exact numbers that we could work with, and the mortgage broker was very proactive in providing us with all the updates, and so it was smooth sailing. Honestly, it gave us a lot of confidence and it also set the bar a little too high for us. It's right around the time that we are looking for a loan for our construction, and at this point in time there are so many things happening. On one side we are preparing for our wedding, on the other side we can see that there's going to be fluctuation in the interest rates, and there is this home expo that we went to and there were a lot of mortgage brokering services along with other things in the home expo, and there was this one mortgage brokering company. We just thought, we had a chat with them, it matched, and we thought, why not give it a try? I mean, it's not like we had a bad previous mortgage broker. We just wanted to see if there was someone better out there. And so we gave them an opportunity, but everything started going downhill from there. The first thing was lack of communication. So every time we had to reach out to the mortgage brokering company and try to understand what was going on. So the updates were not that frequent and they did not really, help us. And the second thing was the numbers, which is the most important thing that you would require in a construction process, right? We were not given with clear numbers to work with, and that caused a lot of stress throughout this journey because, as I've told you, there were a lot of things going on and this was an added stress on top of all that. So even though we pushed through and we completed the construction loan with that mortgage broking company, because we did not have a lot of time to change mortgage brokers and start the process, and so we pushed through, we got it done. Looking back, it was at that point in time we promised ourselves that we are not going to get into something like this without due diligence.
We have been in our home for a year now and we have just started rethinking about our loan structure and rates and all of it. That made us start looking at refinancing options. This time we spoke to someone new and this time the tone has been entirely different. There is no urgency, no sales pitch, and there has been clear communication so far. We did send him a bunch of questions. After having the experience with our construction loan, we know what we were looking for and we did send him a bunch of questions. He did answer those questions and in return he did have a bunch of questions for us. Things like what do you expect in your new loan structure? How long have you lived in a property? What is your investment plan down the future, and things like that. So it's not just we asked him questions, he also asked us a bunch of questions, and this process overall makes us feel very empowered as borrowers. After working with 2 different brokers and now working with a third broker, there are a few key things that has stuck with us, and I would like to share them with you. The first one is your broker is supposed to send you comparison of at least 3 lenders when they are suggesting a lender for your loan. They're supposed to send you a comparison of 3 different lenders. Now, when they do that, you should ask why they are suggesting, whom they are suggesting. They will probably be recommending to go with one of those 3 lenders. You need to ask the why here, right? The next one is your broker once again will be recommending to either go with fixed rate or variable rate or split structure. In that split structure, it is a combination of it's a combination of fixed and variable, and they would be recommending to go with a certain structure. You need to ask why they are recommending what they are recommending. Now, whatever reason they give you should make sense to you. Don't be embarrassed or shy or afraid to ask the why. The third thing is after loan care. Once your loan settles, everything is done, you want to see if the broker is going to stay on top of your rates and going to help you in your future loan restructures also. So are they going to revisit your interest rates every couple of years, help you with refinance and stuff like that. The fourth one is if you are looking to invest in real estate down the line, they need to be aware of how to structure the loan accordingly. This is not a mandatory thing, but this is also good to have. That's your fourth point. Now, the fifth point is very simple, but this is the most important one. That is communication. The way you both communicate needs to make sense to both of you. So I'll tell you an example. With our construction loan previously, we would tell them that this is the amount that we can afford as a down payment for our construction loan, right? We told them a clear figure, this is the number. We can't go anything above that because we were also preparing for our wedding. But they would come back saying you need to give us this amount, which was $50,000 on top of what we were prepared to give. This would cause us so much stress because for us, we can't bring $50,000 out of nowhere, right? We told them, no, we just can give this number. You tell us what is the maximum we could borrow based on this number. So we would expect their job is to tell us what is the maximum we can borrow based of this down payment. But they never did that. So it was causing a lot of stress for us. So the fifth point may sound very simple, but that is the most important point in this entire journey when you're going and looking for a mortgage broker. Let me revisit the 5 points that I told you. The first one is they will be recommending you a lender to go with. But before they recommend, they need to provide you comparison of 3 lenders at least. When they do that, ask why they are recommending the specific lender. The second point is ask them why they are recommending a specific loan structure. Make sure the numbers make sense to you. Third point is make sure they support you even after the loan settles. You want to travel with the same broker throughout your journey. You don't want to be looking for new brokers every couple of years. The fourth one is if they are aware of investment, structuring the loan based on investments that you want to do in the future, that is good. Fifth is communication. Make sure you both can communicate to each other in a fashion that makes sense to both of you.
Now, if you are at the start of your property journey and if you are someone who's looking to buy their first home, here are a few things that confused us at first but might help clear things for you. You don't always need a 20% deposit. There are government schemes that would let you buy with a 5% deposit, but they come with their own terms and conditions. For example, in NSW, the first home guarantee scheme applies for houses that are under $900,000, whereas the stamp duty exemption gets cut off at $800,000. Some of the flashy interest rates that you see online applicable when you're borrowing 60% of the loan value or less, which may not be applicable to first home buyers as well. That is something to note. And not every broker works with every lender. And so if there's a specific scheme that is advertised by a specific lender, it does not mean that your broker is automatically able to access it. If your broker works with that particular lender, they may be able to access it. Some red flags that we only saw in hindsight but now are something that we always look for as the first thing are. If you're constantly getting different numbers every time you have a chat with your mortgage broker, it's time for you to pause and think. If your broker is slow to respond, especially during settlement time, that's a big problem. If they can't explain how they get paid or what lenders they compare and why, now that's a sign. If your gut says that all of this, the conversation that you've had so far with your mortgage broker, feels a bit too rushed or feels pushy, it's a sign for you to listen to that.
One thing we didn't go looking for but ended up really valuing was this particular broker understands how your loan structure ties in with tax. They didn't just compare rates, but they also talked about future planning. They asked us questions around investment property. They asked us, they were able to tell us differences about redraw versus offset and how that ties in with tax deductibility and what to consider if we want to turn this current home into investment property. So all this conversation made us feel very empowering, and it made us rethink of our long-term strategy also. So the bonus here is this particular mortgage broker that we are talking with now is also a registered tax agent. No wonder they were able to provide us all these different details in terms of the current loan structure versus what our future plans are and how we can make it tax efficient. So you will see their details either on the screen, also on the description. You can always have a chat with them. Again, we are not promoting them. We have asked them if we can use their name and they have agreed to it. So, and we felt the conversation was really helpful.
Lastly, we are not financial experts. We are just people who have been through this process a few times now. What we have realized is the broker that you work with can add to the stress or remove it. If you're building, buying, or refinancing, always push for clarity and make sure you understand what you're getting into. Also, don't be afraid to change course if it doesn't feel right.
If it helps someone to avoid the kind of mess we had to untangle, we are glad we shared this. We'll see you in another one.
Bye.
Bye.